representing several events that changed my personality. Before, look at this. It shows the entire figure of the iceberg. People look at the iceberg with a lens and think that the iceberg is that much bigger. However, the iceberg actually exposes the 20% of its body above the ocean. In other words, they hide 80% of its body in the ocean. Like this. Thanks to the 3 events I will present from now on, I could develop my good 80% of my personality to rise above the ocean. In a sense, I would introduce my naturally revealed 20%. My original characteristics are introvert, shy, timid, dependent, or excited, and negative and uncertain. But however, thanks to the 3 events, I changed. First, I became outgoing, active, sociable by moving to Busan, 8 years old. Before, I was introvert and very quiet. As I remember, from now on, I felt no need to talk to anyone, from my opinion to every detail that I experienced that day. Even my aunt called me Kremlin because people can predict my next behavior. However, I moved to Busan and I changed. I met new friends and especially good, close friends. And besides, I felt a little difference when I went to Busan. There are more vigorous and it was easy for me to talk to friends more easily. So I could play with them more easily and freely. And finally, I started to chat with friends and families to even the trivial things. Secondly, and this is one of my friends that I had at the time. She still lives in Busan, but sometimes I chat with her, and actually I met her when I went to Busan this summer with Isu and Chui. And secondly, I became less dependent, long-sighted, and thoughtful by moving again to Seoul. Before I was that means specifically I used one room with my sister, and that made change. Before I was dependent, short-sighted, and childish, but living in one room together gave us lots of time to talk to each other, and we could talk our troubles from head to toe. So she gave me the solution, the idea to think another way, and she even blamed me of being childish and being too naive. So by her advice, I could change. And this is the picture of her and I when we went to Chuncheon this summer. Until now, she is a best companion for me. And lastly, the last event is entering such a good high school. I became positive and confident thanks to that. Before, I was negative and uncertain about myself. I thought I couldn't do anything gorgeous or be a successful person. However, the entrance to the high school that I aspired gave me a sense of accomplishment, and at that time, because of that, I agreed to so-called I can do it. So it definitely inspired me to try something, because since then I know that I can do it. And I was inspired by new friends I met there, because although the students at there devoted themselves to competing each other and going best universities, our friends are helping each other and achieving together. So I should have changed the last thing, but I had no time, so I didn't change it. But anyway, for example, a friend of mine taught me her know-how to get high score in the English subject, and I got.
Just use the X, this X.
Okay.
Go to see more, full screen. Put the cursor back on play.
That's okay, that's okay. So I learned how to get high score, and I became also positive and confident about myself at the time. And this is my friend up there, you know, 10. And they drop so much. So they look funny, but also they are a best companion for me. And this is the end of my presentation.